Musings from the tiny little studio on this tiny little Greek island. It's time for a break. Having the last of my coffee. And then on to continuing my painting here. I'm working on a commission. Here. I don't know how well you can actually see it because of the lighting. But I've got my paints, working on more detailed areas on this now, getting the tonal values set up so that they're working, because they weren't working before. Starting to work on the edges and this, highlight area here. This is where I'm at. And just beginning to pull it all together. So that's my project for today. And then other things. I filmed the video on greens, using these two greens. One is phthalo green and the other viridian green, and the differences between the two, you can, so I've got that going on. I'm going to do all of that and upload it today. Later on today, I'll be down in the village, going to get my hair done. And, summertime on the island. It's quite beautiful. We're in a heat wave like apparently we are in the States as well. So everybody be careful, stay inside, do your thing, right? Do what's necessary to stay safe. So let's see if I can get you well, hopefully I'm trying to get you a better view. So we've got coming up this Friday the landscape painting challenge that we do 30 minutes. If anybody happens to show up here and would like to join us there, I should have the photo reference image up for you on the channel here, and I'll send it out through my newsletter. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. Still haven't decided what we're going to paint. Some kind of landscape thing. Maybe some sea rocks in the sea, and getting that set in. We've done trees. We did the mountain last week. We could do another mountain with, like, for atmospheric perspective, right? Getting the mountains way in the background, not focused on the mountain like last week's was focused on the mountain. This would be just mountains in the background. And then, moving up into the, moving forward into the foreground and doing something like that. We've got water to do yet, and we've got clouds to do yet. So I'm not quite sure. I wonder if we'll do clouds. We'll see. One or the other, I think. And I'll let you know. It'll be up on. I'll let you know in a musings, in a morning musings, and that. But so I had a thought. I had a thought earlier. I wish I would write these down right when I have them so that they don't slip out of my mind. And it had to do with painting. And I just forgot it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness, had to do with painting and life. Here's what it was. I just remembered. It is about those people out there. You know, we are taught, let me put it this way, in the Western world, we are taught that we need to stand out, that we need to be that person that everybody's pointing their finger at, going, oh, look at her, look what he's done. And you know, we admire that, and we applaud it greatly. And my thought was, because I was thinking about a painting that I was doing, and I was thinking, my focal point of my painting cannot exist without the background pieces, right? It cannot exist and be prominent and be amazing without the rest of the painting behind it and all of those parts that go into making a painting. Even the dullest gray areas, those negative spaces that nobody pays attention to, without them, there can be no real focal point. So it's a thought that pulled me away from my trajectory of my entire life of trying to stand out, of trying to be this, that, or the other thing, of being the odd one, of doing, you know, something that will separate me from mediocrity, from negative space, from being a prop on the stage, right? No matter how important that prop is, right? And I was thinking about it because in a painting, you cannot have even like in this flower painting, right? You cannot have a focal area without all the other areas around it pulling it together. So does that make the focal area the most exciting? Well, it certainly makes it the most visual. It certainly makes a focal area more enticing, something that, you know, we as human beings want to latch onto. And we do that with all the leaders out there, the people who are paving new pathways ahead and doing things like that. We latch on and what's the word? Like somehow blend ourselves into a certain ideology or into a certain belief system. And that's fine. We're humans. That's what humans do. But most of us are not the focal point of our paintings. Most of us are simply a part of that painting. I mean, you know, let's take our egos out of it and think about that a little bit, like a little humility, right? Let's just kind of take the ego out of it. Just really, in my life, there's a saying here in Greece where they say that in order for a head to turn and, you know, work, they say it in a much concise way. I'm just explaining it. Without a neck, it can't do that. Without the neck, no head can turn, move, and be out in the light without the neck. And so it's paying attention to all the other people who are the necks for, a partner, for their children, for whatever, to help them move forward or be in the light, be the focal point, right? And that doesn't mean that necks cannot be focal points. Of course they can. But it generally tends to be the thing. So in my life, I've been more of a neck than I have a head. I've been more a part of the canvas, supporting the focal areas in my family life, right? And does that make me less of a person because of that? Am I somehow not fully myself or not fully there because I'm not the one out in the limelight? I don't know. Like, I really have to question that. I really have to question that, because being the observer, the one standing kind of off to the side in the negative space of the painting, right? Here's some negative space right there, right? That piece in this little painting is really important. It really holds the three-dimensionality of this flower in a very, very subtle way that, people aren't really going to spend time and notice anything like that. But it doesn't mean it's not true. It doesn't mean that it ain't a fact that the negative spaces and the people who are part of that negative space, or people who are not the focal points of their lives and society's paintings, but they're all a part of it, that without them, that focal area could not be as it is. So that's what I was thinking this morning. I'm always having some kind of musings. I am, aren't I? Always having some kind of morning musings. And that's one that, that's one that I know is true. I know it's a basic fact of life. And I know that each one of us, each creative being that is living and breathing on this planet, is playing a role on this great canvas we call life. And each role is vitally important, whether or not anybody notices or not. And it's a humbling, kind of a beautiful thought for me to carry today, which I will chew on for the next few days, to try and let go of the self, the ego, even a little bit more, and allow community, society, who we all are, my role as a mother and partner in my family, what that means, and only by letting go of the ego side of it, of me maybe wanting to not be the neck or the body, but to be the head instead, that maybe that's just not my role. Maybe it's not as great as I imagine it might be. Like, maybe it's not as great to be the focal area. just be, this negative space. Okay, it may be a little bit off the wall and kind of out there, but I do have these thoughts and thought that I would share it, pass it on. Maybe somebody else out there kind of gets what I mean, right? We are the Western society. I can't talk about the Eastern world. I have a sense that the Eastern philosophies are more of this kind of thing, that it's not being the focal point of, of your society, of your culture, of your family, of, it's that all pieces of that puzzle connect together. And without one of the pieces, the puzzle cannot be finished and can fall apart. So, yeah, it's kind of a humbling awakening, when you let go of the ego a little bit. And I got an ego. I've got vanity up the wazoo. I do. I do. Let's have some tea and enjoy. Enjoy the beautiful view. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off. Be inspired, be creative, be you. What part of the painting are you? What role are you playing? Are you in the negative space? Are you the neck? Are you the foreground? Are you a background? I mean, think about it. There is no scene, landscape that can happen without a background. It can't happen. I mean, even if you're in a close-up area, there is a background area, that's behind, that's creating the depth, that's making it three-dimensional. But it's an interesting thought to me. Let me know if you think it's interesting or just downright bonkers. Could be both. Could be both. All right. I'll see you all again maybe tomorrow. Take care. Bye.